wants you to call, and Chrissy's going to take care of that.
Oh, well, you know, I tell you, they make miracles happen each and every day here at Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley. And I'm looking at one right now. Elliana Grace. What a beautiful name. Ellie and her family are here. Good morning, Sherry, Greg.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Sherry, we'll start with you before I quiz Greg.
Okay.
Greg has to do the math problems.
Okay, yeah, no.
Sherry, your story, I'll tell you, your parents' story, you have something for everyone. Tell us how this all came about with Elliana.
Ellie was born at 28 weeks. She was 2 pounds, so she was 3 months early. A year prior to that, in 2009, we lost our daughter, Gianna, also born at 28 weeks. She was stillborn.
So just right before Elliana, you went through the death of a child,
Yes.
and at the same time, it happened again with her.
Yes, exact same weeks, exact same.
Medical scenario.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the same thing, same situation. The health risks with Sherry and the baby were the same reasons we lost Gianna. So the same reasons we have Elliana that they learned and knew about and helped us move forward with. I mean, that's why she's here today.
Amazing, truly amazing. So your experience then, so she was 2 pounds.
2 pounds even. They rounded her up. She was what,
1 pound, 15.87 ounces.
That's your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was 2 hands with her leg just dangling over my index finger.
And you spent 2 months in the hospital,
Yes.
or 3 months here, and
2 months.
2 months total.
One up at St. E's and then 1 month here.
What went through your mind? I mean, when she came out, and granted she was premature, but you're like, you already cleared a big hurdle.
Yeah. Well, the big thing that we were waiting for was for her to take her first breath. That was what the doctors kept saying. You know, if she takes her first breath on her own, that's what we want. So she was C-section, so that was really just what we were doing, just waiting for her to breathe. And she was off the vent in 12 hours. She was a superstar once we got her out. But I think having had a child die and going through that, knowing that we had a live baby made all the difference. And we were still scared. We were so thankful every day, every moment that I had a baby to go visit in the NICU. Because a year ago, in 2009, I would have given anything to have.
Oh. Now the staff here really helped you through because, I mean, you had it. That is, your story is incredible, and your courage and your gumption, and I see she has that in her eyes too.
Yes.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the staff, how they helped you out here at Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley.
Can I step in?
Yes.
They were phenomenal. I mean, the first 3 days, she was still pretty much in bed, you know. It was C-section, so she wasn't allowed to move that much. We did eventually get her into a wheelchair to come down and visit the NICU, but the nurses for the first 2 nights, I know I was insane.
I can't, yeah, the dad, you think you have her and her, you know, you have them all.
I couldn't stop asking questions.
Yeah.
You know, you're terrified. You'd been there a year before. You're waiting for the worst news ever, and all they were was helpful, kind, never even close to worrying about how many questions I was asking. They actually encouraged me to ask more questions, and each one was always met with what I thought was a really good answer, and a helpful answer, something that made me sleep better.
Yeah.
When we actually got to a point where she was getting more stable, you know, we got to go home in the evenings, actually spend a little time sleeping, spending some time with the other 2.
Yeah.
But even then, I would call every night, and they were always very helpful and extremely courteous and helpful, and you know, expecting the phone call, waiting to give us more answers. So I can't say enough about them, and I've told them themselves, but they're amazing staff, amazing women.
In fact, our nurse right there, Diane, is the one that first let us hold Ellie. She said, "Do you want to hold her?" And we're like, "Oh my gosh!" She said, "Put your arms or put your hands out," and she dropped her in our hands, and we got to hold her for the first time, thanks to Diane.
Aw,
And that
there's
was
Diane
just-
is here.
She's going to work the phone bank.
Oh, she's going to do the phone back. She's like, oh, mommy, I don't want to be. Now tell us, Sherry, you have a project now, and for your first daughter that we lost, you want to talk about Gianna's Light?
Yes, we founded it after she died, just to bring comfort and hope to families that have lost a baby. October 15th is National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day. We're having a candle lighting on the green in Canfield, 6:30 to 8:30, and it's just for families to come who have lost a baby and for people who support us. And we're going to light candles from 7 to 8.
Aw, it'll be a beautiful event. You've been through it all, and you guys are a great, great family, and she truly is. She's a little angel, and she's our little miracle.
Yes, she is.
Yay!
All right. Hey, Sherry, we want you to give us the phone number so these people can become miracle makers because you have a miracle.
We
Tell
do
them to
have a
call.
miracle. It's 1-888-746-9890.
Thank you. Sherry, Jen, Elliana Grace, beautiful.